doing few mindful deep breaths will help you a lot.
How many of you find it difficult to meditate?
Just sit daily for 10 minutes.
But that 10 minutes of meditation, is it really meditation?
You can meditate with a candle, or you can focus on your breath or any sensation on your body. And then you'll get in touch with that inner mind of yours where you are being the observer and not the object, which you feel that, you are not living your life like this. You were just in a box and you are now started living with that 100% presence in your life.
Homeopath turned manifestation coach, meditation coach, and a lot more. How many of you find it difficult to meditate? How many of you have little spouts of, depression, which you don't have any reason for, and you want to solve that, but you don't know how to? You feel that you could meditate, but you don't know how to. And what if I were to tell you that somebody who has gone through depression on her own, somebody that who has had these bouts of, not being able to meditate, mastered it, and now who's teaching it to people who really need it? So please welcome, we have the pleasure of having Dr. Janvi with us today. Dr. Janvi from Mind Miracle, the name speaks a lot of volumes, is basically a homeopath. Am I correct, Janvi?
Yes, you are correct, yes.
So she is a qualified homeopath, and I think due to your personal,
Yes.
I think stories or what a journey you can say, you have actually come to threshold where you are teaching people to meditate, to come out of that depressive rut that people tend to go in today's life, and to actually meditate, which everybody talks about, but nobody knows whether they are doing the correct thing or not. But with you, I think it's easy to find out what you're doing, right? So can you tell us a little bit about our journey? How from homeopath to a manifestation coach?
Yeah. So basically my journey started with my teenage years where I took admission in homeopathy. वो पूरा, like that was a full phase where I used to have, anger issues. I used to have those emotional ups and downs as a teenager, and, I was not able to handle myself emotionally somehow. And there was there was a constant feeling of being not enough, or, because I have came from a Gujarati school to an English college. So it was very difficult, that transition for me. And I felt low self-worth and everything like a normal teenager feels, And then I started studying homeopathy. Homeopathy was majorly focusing on, mind-body connection. And I started loving all these things, And then my life changed when somebody introduced meditation to me, that, it will give you some calm into the chaos you are feeling. And then I started meditating like for 5-10 minutes, and suddenly my life changed. Kaise? Because I felt that inner peace which was missing since years, My mind started getting focused, concentrated. I could study very well. I stood as one of the student who passed on all the years with flying colors and everything changed around me just because I started meditating for 10 to 15 minutes a day. So that bring that awareness that something is there in this meditation, that, it has helped me. And then I started practicing homeopathy as a homeopath. And then I started giving free sessions to my patients for meditation. That changed the whole scenario, because when I used to give free meditation sessions, they used to feel so balanced and so calm that they suggested that I start a full-fledged course for meditation, to teach them what meditation is, how to do it and everything. Like they used to have, issues with job or issues with family and issues with health as well. Everything started sorting out for them, like with the help of homeopathy and meditation sessions. Then I started practicing both. Okay. And then there was a change in my life where I got the postpartum depression after my delivery. And then these tools, which I used to preach, I used to teach others that you should do this, that came as a lifeline to me in that phase, and then those things helped me come out of that dark hole where you feel that pain, that aloneness, you feel that there is no way out of this situation. And that helped me a lot while, going through that phase. So this
Most
journal, mindfulness, meditation, gratitude, all these tools, it is known to everyone, right? But we don't practice it daily, regularly. We don't keep practicing it. And that is the biggest thing which I learned from that phase. And then I realized that after so many years of practicing meditation, even I get into the depression. Then what about others, how I can help them? And that phase was the deciding point of my career life, where I wanted to focus on these things more. Because there are so many homeopaths and they are very good with homeopathy. I used to do that also. But who are there to, give you that basic and essential informations and essential knowledge and wisdom of meditation than myself? Because I have experienced all these things, I have gone through this, and then I have came out of it.
I think the two problems that you discussed, not many people discuss that they have it. Almost everybody goes through that teenage trauma of not being able to handle the hormones and identifying who they are. Similarly, their postpartum depression too, I think very few women realize that they're actually going through it. So actually, talking about it is something very nice. The fact that you've gone through it, you're in a better position to help people, right? Now, I remember that I have attended a couple of your sessions, very interactive sessions they were. And I understand that you not only use this modalities of meditation or maybe homeopathy, you also give some kind of oils and essences which help people to calm down, help people to actually think out of the box. And I myself personally had the major problem of not understanding what meditation is. Like you said, it was very easy for you to say that I do 10 minutes of meditation.
Yeah.
But that 10 minutes of meditation, is it really meditation? How do you identify that? So if one of our subscribers is listening to us right now, how would you tell them that they are doing the right thing?
So what happens is, when you start meditating, is that when you sit for meditation, your mind will start playing all the tricks. You'll have lots of thoughts, or, you'll have an itching here or a coughing there, or you'll have the numbness of leg. And then you'll, at the point of time where, there is a chance that you can go into the meditative state, you just stop that, you just stop that practice, and you don't get it regularly done, daily you are not doing that. So that hinders the process. So what you need to do is just sit daily for 10 minutes. Alarm laga ke bhi you can sit. And what you will do is that you'll sit and you'll meditate on what? You can have anything. Like you can have a point. You can meditate with a candle, or you can focus on your breath or any sensation on your body. Doesn't matter what is the focus point, but what you will do with it, that is the main thing. So what you will do is, you'll focus on that point. If your mind wanders in the thoughts, you'll not suppress your thoughts, or you'll not stop your thoughts, okay, stop it or band ho jaye. But what you will do is, you'll try to let them pass as a wind, and you're just observing them. You're being non-judgmentally present there with your mind, with your body, whatever is happening in your body. You're just being there. You're just standing there, sitting there with those thoughts, with those sensations. Maybe you'll start coughing more, or maybe you'll start having pains in your body everywhere. What you need to do is, you just need to sit and you just need to watch those thoughts, watch those pains, and you'll see that after a certain period of time, with practice, with routine practice, you'll see that those all things
Go away.
it will go away. It will be a background noise, and you'll realize that there is always one entity which is watching and observing all these things, and then you'll get in touch with that inner mind of yours, where you are being the observer and not the object. It is like Osho says that, a flower, when you are smelling the flower, you are not the flower, you are not the smell, and you are not the smeller also. You are just the person who is watching everything getting unfold. So that is how meditation happens. and it
Okay.
takes practice. But so meditation is a time where you are formally sitting there and you are, closing your eyes, sitting in a noiseless place, and you are focusing. And mindfulness is a way of life. So mindfulness is a way of life. How? You are daily doing that. At every point of time you are being present there, as if we are talking right now. I am watching myself as a third observer, that how I am talking, what I am talking, what you are asking, how the energy dynamics around us are, how's the chemistry, all these things. We do all these things subconsciously in a way. But when you become aware of all these things, that makes the things beautiful, and that gives you that inner joy of living every day. And that gives you that time and quality of life, which you feel that you were not living your life like this. You were just in a box, and you are now started living with that 100% presence in your life, in your day to day small small moments. You are being 100% present, and that gives you that satisfaction and transformation altogether.
You also mentioned something about manifestations. I know that manifestation is something that you want in your life, and you keep telling yourself that you've got it. Okay. And there are many skeptics. I used to be one before I started practicing it. But there are a lot of skeptics in the world which say that just by asking for it, God doesn't give.
Right.
So, what kind of coaching do you do for people to get, what they want? Do you actually spend hours with them, or do you do a single course? How do your workshops work?
So my workshops are basically working on their mind. Like, it is mind miracle. So we are transforming people's life by creating miracles through their mind. So how we do that? So basically what manifestation is, that is what I'll try to explain first. We all say that manifestation is all about, asking and believing and then receiving it. That is true. But there is a big portion which has been, hidden from normal people's eyes, which is the law of vibration. So law of attraction is there, right? But you need to vibe to those frequencies where you want to be. Like, if I want to buy a house, I need to vibrate to that person's frequency, जो जिसको वो हाउस लेना है, जो वहां पे रहता है, आई नीड टू वाइब्रेट टू दोज फ्रीक्वेंसीज. If I want to be a billionaire or millionaire, and if I am, being very conjuice sort of a person who cannot give 10 rupees to anybody without having a sigh or negative thinking, then I cannot be a billionaire. If I want to be something, I need to be that before I get that. So that is what the basic of manifestation, which is not so popular. And another thing which is not so popular with the manifestation is the action part. People always forget that they do the wishful thinking by sitting and visualizing, and then they pray and they stay that, it will come and fall in my lap. It will not happen like that. You need to have the action, but the action should be the intuitive action. So it is a science based theory that if your mind focuses on something, then your mind itself is starting to do get the opportunities for these things. If I tell you that, you go and search a red car on the road, you will see that you will find many red cars because your focus shifted to the red car. Same way we will be, whenever we will be focusing on something, that I want to buy a house, or I want to be a billionaire, or I want to be a coach. What you need to do is you need to focus on these things, and then you will get the intuitions from within, that you need to take this opportunity, or you need to work on this skill of yours, so that you can be a better coach or better person as a whole. So you need to act upon those intuitions as well. So that part which is missing, because of those things, people say that, manifestation is a fluke, or it doesn't work with me. किसी के साथ होता होगा पर मेरे साथ नहीं होता है. So it is because of these little things which you are not following, and then you blame
That is what you
manifestation.
teach in Mind
Yeah.
Miracle.
So basically, my 10-day sessions also, which I started in the beginning, it is a main course which I always offer to all my patients, because it has basic understanding of meditation to the advanced information about
Manifestation.
manifestation plus meditation, in which way we inculcate all the theories of law of attraction, like planting the seed in a where we keep on controlling and training our mind to be the calm and composed self, and then we can transform that power which we have gained after the meditation practice. That power we use for making the miracles happen in our life. So that is what the basic of manifestation and meditation which I teach.
Do you think that even people not having problems should practice it?
Of course, I feel that, just let's go out and ask any one of the person who doesn't have a problem. I don't see any person who doesn't have a problem. And then when they come to us, I'll help them to calm their mind, train the monkey mind which is there, and then we can focus on one thing. So, basic funda is to calm your mind, train your mind in certain ways so that it can focus on one thing which you want and not the other problems which are there. So there are many processes which come along with all these things, like gratitude journaling, like writing a
You
letter
teach
to
them all
yourself.
as a part of your
Yes,
10
yes.
sessions.
Inner child healing ho gaya.
Suppose somebody doesn't have 10 sessions to give you. Are you able to do it in shorter sessions? Do you do only part modules or you offer the whole course only?
No, I do in part modules also. I also have one-on-one coaching sessions where people call me every week. They narrate their problems. I do some sort of counseling sort of a thing, that, what are the issues. So till now, I was individually helping people. I always feel that, people don't open up in groups, and, they don't share things within the group. So I have started few programs where I individually work with people. I have my regular meditation sessions in a group where people just meet, they meditate, and then they go to their individual lives. I also have some programs like a sisterhood circle where all the women are meeting. They are sharing what they have, in their life, their successes, their
sessions.
sadness, yeah, their anything they want to share. And we have a theme like friendship की theme हो गई या happiness की theme हो गई. उसके around में we will have some sharing, we will have some question answers का journaling, and then at the end we will all together bless each other. We will share our desires that we want to achieve these things in our life, and then we celebrate each other's presence, each other's sharing, and at the end we will meditate and we'll go to our different lives.
So these group sessions also are held on a regular basis.
Yeah.
If someone wanted to attend them, how would they come to know about it?
So basically, I keep on posting everything on my Instagram feed or my WhatsApp status, and in my broadcast list as well. Basically, I in at Science City for a clinic where I work as a counselor and a healer and a meditation coach. I have my own clinic at Satellite where I practice all these things, and I am residing in Maninagar, CTM area. So I do practice all these things from my home and online as well. So I'm available on all the platforms. But first and foremost, I always take one free session or demo session of all the participants who wanted to get connected with me, and we will discuss their lives in detail on over a cup of coffee or a tea, and then we will plan a healing plan for them, that these are the areas where they want to work. So
The
that's it.
problem occurs basically is that I feel that though meditation may initially have started as an Indian custom, the Westerners are more into this philosophy. Doctors also refer patients to you?
Yeah, doctors also refer.
Which kind of doctors?
All the kinds of doctor, the heart, cardiologists can refer their patients. Even the gynecologists do refer their patients, because I have gone through these things myself. So they know.
Especially postpartum.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Even for high BP, diabetes, all the lifestyle diseases, everything which we are suffering these days is because of the chronic stress we are taking in,
The stress is the main.
Yeah,
boost.
the concentration issues. Before we used to watch the videos for like 20 minutes or 1 hour on YouTube. Now we are, stuck to the reels, which we just keep on scrolling. And if that reel cannot bring your, catch your attention in 3 seconds, you'll just scroll.
And
So,
your
you know,
age group includes everybody, right?
Yes,
From
yes.
children to adults.
yes,
And senior citizens as well.
senior citizens, women, corporates. I have worked with few schools also, you know, where I have given few free sessions or free advices or, you know, free programs for the kids.
So, before I end this conversation, I would like you to address our audience and tell them a small little tip from your side as to what could help them benefit in the long run. So,
Yeah. So one thing I would like to share is that what you need to do is, what I personally do is I keep on putting alarms at every 2 or 3 hours. And when the alarm rings, I'll just pause everything and I'll start doing the deep breaths and I'll focus on myself, what is my mental situation is right now. And then I'll just go to my work. Like just pause for a few seconds, just take 5 to 10 deep breaths and then you can, you know, go about your life. And for those who are appearing for exams, I'll give you a few extra tips before going to your exam. Just stop reading before half an hour and then you can, you know, just do some deep breaths and you can put your hands on your thighs, because our thighs are the points where we feel confident, most confident. You know, you have seen the mulls doing this, because that is the centers where we feel confident. So feel confident by putting your arms on your thighs and take few deep breaths before your paper. You start writing your paper. So that's it from my side. Doing few mindful deep breaths will help you a lot.
thank you very much, Dr. Janvi.